Take a look at this body cam footage from Westover, West Virginia. And there was a lawsuit that came out of this. And this particular case that you're going to see, from my understanding, settled for about $350,000. However, there was another case involving this same disgraced officer that totaled, with this case, $1.1 million, I believe. And this is one of those deals where you have a small town in West Virginia who are hiring police officers, probably because they're certified, who have a record, who have skeletons in their closet, and they don't care because government officials are not used to being accountable. So take a look at this body cam footage. Now, this happened in the early morning hours of New Year's Eve 2019. These police officers, Aaron Dalton and another one named Fexco, were working for the Westover Police Department. They arrived at the plaintiff's residence, and this is in Monongalia County, West Virginia. The plaintiff had actually requested the officers assist in removing a woman from his home. There was an argument that had taken place. During the first few minutes of the officers being in the plaintiff's residence, he made several comments to the woman, a social friend, about his disappointment in her choices to use drugs. The woman complained to the defendant Fexco police officer, who said, "It's a free country, he can make comments, you can ignore him." When the woman continued to complain about the plaintiff's remarks, Officer Fexco said, "We're in his house right now, ma'am." Defendant Fexco told the woman to ignore the plaintiff's comments several more times before finally escorting her outside. After the woman was taken to the police cruiser, just a few feet from the plaintiff's front door, he was still very upset about the situation. He continued to make statements to the woman, called her a crackhead, and other similar things from inside his residence. But for some unknown reason, Officer Fexco immediately changed his feelings about the fact that this is a free country, and the plaintiff's speech, which was protected by the First Amendment, was no longer acknowledged. So Fexco became enraged. He said to the plaintiff, "You're in your own house, you can do that stuff. If you're going to come out here and yell, you're going to see a different person. Do you understand me?" When Mr. Houghton replied, "I'm in my house," defendant Fexco pointed his finger directly in Mr. Houghton's face and shouted, "Get in your house and shut up, you hear me?" The officer, still shouting in the plaintiff's face, then taunted him by motioning him to come towards him, saying, "Come outside," again, and start yelling. Once again, the plaintiff said, "No, I'm in my house." Officer Fexco stated, "Exactly, inside. I'll be back down here tonight if you come outside again." As he walks away from the plaintiff's home, the officer says, "I don't care if you're in your doorway." The plaintiff, still upset, says "crackhead" to the woman once again, and defendant Fexco begins his physical attack on the plaintiff. Suddenly, Fexco, who was near to his cruiser, turns around. He aggressively marches back towards the plaintiff, grabs him, who's still inside his home, by the collar of his shirt, saying, "Get your ass out here, boy." At the time, defendant Fexco called Mr. Houghton boy. He was a white male in his 20s. And I'm getting this from the lawsuit's allegations, and again, this did settle very successfully. So you can see the rest of the video yourself, but there was a tremendous beating of the plaintiff for really no reason other than he had to make sure that he respected his authority, that he protected and served Mr. Houghton. And fortunately, it wasn't the government that brought justice to this, but it was private lawyers such as myself, who invest their own time and money into bringing accountability to the government, that the government is not doing itself. So take a look at this footage.
What's going on?
Hey, come on in, fellas.
What's up, Andre?
Hey, Andre. How you doing, sir?
All right.
How you doing, Paul?
What's up, hey, what's up, man? I just want this woman to be at my house.
Okay.
I just walked out.
Okay, Paul, you're good. Go ahead, bud.
Let me walk out.
All right. You don't want to get involved in this. Go on up there.
Andre, where have I been? Where have I been all day?
Man, we're not.
Where have I been all day?
We're not arguing this stuff right now. Get your stuff, okay? Now I've been role playing.
Well, he's sitting there. You're letting him say this shit to me.
He's a free country, man. He can make comments. You ignore him.
But I'm not allowed to make free
We
comments.
just don't want you guys arguing.
What's your bag of pills at?
And you're gonna let him walk
Hot
around?
crack is.
I'm behind you.
Hit the pipe for me. Tell Mike I said hi.
2227.
Grant Osage.
Crackhead, bitch.
Hey, sir, listen up. All right, when you're in your own house, you can do that stuff. You're gonna come out here and yell.
I'm in my house.
You're gonna see a different person. You understand me?
Andre,
You're not
knock it
coming out
off.
here And doing this bullshit.
Knock it off,
Get in your
Andre.
house and shut up. You hear me?
You're being
Now,
disrespectful,
come on,
Andre.
come outside again and
You're
start
being
yelling.
disrespectful.
Exactly.
You're being disrespectful.
Inside. I'll be back down here tonight if you come outside again. You're gonna act that way. You wanna get in there and shut the door.
Crackhead. She's a crackhead.
You
You
yell
Male
outside.
72 Danny.
I don't
Gray
care if you're
hoodie.
gonna do it.
You
You
mad
know
at me
Cowboy
because you
boots.
You know what?
crack?
Black and white ball cap.
Boy.
Get off of him, Paul! Get off of him, Paul!
Roll the fuck over.
Roll over, I'll spray you!
You booed me.
Get up! Get up! Get up, Paul, and get the fuck out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! Don't you attack that officer! Get down, Paul! Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down!
Show me your hands.
Spray that motherfucker! Spray him!
Give me your hands.
Put your hands behind your back, Paul, or I'm gonna fuck you up. Put your hands behind your back.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Roll over on your face. Give me your hand.
Spray him!
Give me your hand.
Spray him!
Roll over. Hand. Give me your other hand.
Try to attack that officer.
Give me another hand. Give me your other hand. Move me. Give me your other hand.
Give me your other hand, Paul.
Give it to me.
Give it to me now.
Give it to me.
Give me your fucking hand.
Put it behind your back. Do not move.
You asked for that, Andre. You earned it.
On 2229.
Put your hand back behind your back, Paul.
Plus 2 detained.
Copy 2 detained at 2229.
Second 529. Sorry,
Stay there.
Start EMS.
Don't get up.
Copy 2230.
Paul tried to attack you while you were
Yeah,
fighting
I
with him.
saw that. He started shooting back.
He hit you back?
Yeah.
That was a mistake. Both of you can get battery on an officer. Shut your mouth. And don't, you're high, you're drunk, you can go to jail too. He tried to blindside you. Paul,
I saw.
Andre, things for you are going to change around here. You understand that? You showed your ass tonight, you're going to move. You got some, man? I'm looking for some. I cut my hand open. I'm bleeding and they're bleeding.
146 Mega.
You hear me?
Go ahead.
I cut my hand on his fucking teeth.
956 Independence.
You move again, I'm gonna spray you, Andre. You hear me? I'm gonna spray you. You move again, I'm gonna spray you.
Door frame is busted.
Good keys.
Does not believe anyone got inside. They just attempted to gain access.
Get the stand back.
I cut my hand,
You have the keys?
and I got blood from him on me.
2231.
Paul, lay back down now. Do it now. Do it now. Back on your face. Do it now. Back down. Do it now. Back down, like I told you. Right there, till I'm ready to get you. Right there. This is unbelievable.
440 Mecca.
I told her 1,000 times in that damn house.
I know. Look at the blood on my fucking
22
hand.
West Virginia when ready.
And that motherfucker, I cut my hand on his fucking teeth.
Copy West Virginia. Go ahead.
Foxtrot 930.
Put out.
Tore my fucking shirt and everything else.
Elevator,
Assholes.
3 points.
What's that? What's that?
Clear to a free.
Stay down.
Subject.
Stay on the ground.
Lay back down, Andre. Now. You're going to be. Lay back down. He hit you?
Yeah.
Where'd he hit you at?
I grabbed him when I put him on the ground. He's turned around and swung and freaking backhanded me in the face.
Paul tried to blindside you when you went after him. He come and tried to hit you.
Copy, Pennsylvania, go ahead.
King
You got any more cuts in
George
your hands?
4108 on a Dodge.
I know.
Clear attachment.
I cut his on his teeth.
Leave that like that for like 5 minutes.
122, what was that
Okay.
first digit you broke out?
Lay down and shut your mouth.
George 4108.
Lay down and shut up. Lay down and shut up. That's the least of your concern right now. You're going to jail tonight, Andre. And you earned it. Party's over. You'll be in jail for New Year's. No, you're going to lay there until we're ready to get you moved, till I get my hand bandaged, because you're bleeding like a motherfucker.
Officer Dalton. I didn't deserve anything to do this, man.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You attacked that officer, and you wouldn't shut your mouth and quit cussing that woman.
I didn't attack that officer.
I know you did.
I didn't touch you.
You hit me
I
in
did
the
not touch
You hit me in
you.
the face.
I'm glad they got cameras over there
136
showing. They show I didn't touch you.
Okay.
They do.
Hey, welfare
I
check,
don't.
lower
I
Aaron
didn't
Road,
touch you.
Greenback Road break.
I didn't touch you. I didn't touch you, and I don't deserve this.
You should have
I
sprayed
don't
him.
deserve
Caller by
this.
approximately a quarter
Oh,
mile
fuck,
on
he
the
kept
left.
He kept fighting me back.
I
I saw
don't
you over here
deserve
with him.
this.
Yeah, he tried to.
I'm trying to get him before he
He come in and tried to hit you, and I caught him
Did you
as he
have
was.
your body cam going?
Yeah. Did you?
Oh, man.
No, I did not, because you had yours.
There's
He got
cameras.
left wearing a blue or
There's
black
cameras.
jacket, blue
You
jeans.
see my apartment. There's cameras. There's cameras. There's cameras.
2235.
There's cameras that does.
Shut up.
Bullshit.
Shut up.
There's cameras.
You're gonna get additional charges if you don't be quiet.
There's cameras, man. You know I ain't deserve this. Officer Dalton, you know I deserve
Don't you dare
this.
get up. You sat there. Don't you dare get up.
Officer
122.
Dalton, you know I deserve this.
Triple A Raptor to this
You earned it,
location.
Andre.
You know I didn't, Officer Dalton.
That's Steve, we've
You
had
know
one
I
dispatch.
didn't. You know I don't do shit.
Okay, thanks.
I ain't did shit yet.
2235.
You know it, Officer Dalton. You know it.
We'll give him every opportunity. I'll have the squad bandages up. I got it on his fucking teeth. That's bad.
I immediately,
Fuckers.
once I grabbed the hold of him and pushed me backwards and started fighting with me, I went to take him to the ground.
I kept looking at you.
I felt him hit into me and push me. Like I felt like I fell off him.
Paul,
He
come
turns
at you.
around. He turns around like this and goes back, hits me with his backhand the side of the face. Well, I see you over here, so I'm trying to get him. I'm thinking you're over here. I'm like, hell.
So that's the video, but that's not even all that happened here. So apparently this town had all sorts of corruption going on in it. And there ended up being later on discovery that there was all sorts of hidden agendas that were coming to light. There was apparently a 90-minute meeting that involved the Westover police chief, the city attorney, city councilman in September of 2020, and ended up in a letter signed by 11 Westover police officers calling for the removal of this officer Aaron Dalton for a number of abuses of power. And so I'll put up eventually the footage that came out of that and some more information on this. But this is just great small town corruption, police corruption, government corruption that has come to light thanks to the lawyers who are investigating it, litigating it, and of course the court system. So follow along. This is an interesting case, and I'll definitely be looking more into it.